Continuing on the custom car review streak, we're going to be talking about a 10th anniversary concept Buuhan, and it's coming in from our guy Sam. But before I go and read Sam's custom cards, send me Dokkan concepts over to bhfcustomcards@gmail.com so I get to your Dokkan concept as soon as possible while I get all these recent and older Dokkan concepts out the way. So Sam says, what better unit to accompany a Super Vegito than Buuhan? As much as I wanted to make another LR Kid Buu to go along with this, I could maybe see Kid Buu being a part 2 LR to the celebration with a LR Goku that fights Oob at the end of Z, since we don't have any end of Z cards or end of Z saga cards to my knowledge. Anyways, enjoy this Dokkan Fest LR Buuhan smiley face. So this custom card was made prior to the 10th year anniversary because of course it says 10th anniversary concept Buuhan. And I would say, looking at the 200% leader skill, I think it's pretty good for a unit that was made prior to the 10th anniversary. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and talk about it when we get to it, obviously. So, fight against the universe's strongest Majin Buu Gohan, aka Buuhan. And his typing, of course, he is Extreme Int. And he is a Dokkan SLR, and his stats are as shown. He has a very high defensive stat and a lower end attack stat for a Dokkan SLR, so he's going to be very, very tanky. And his leader skill, that being Buu Saga, Worldwide Chaos, or Uncontrollable Power, 3 key and 170% across the board. I need 30% of the stats is to Final Trump card, what's that? Artificial Life Forms or Transformation Boost. Guys, excuse me, I'm just waking up about, like, I don't know, like about an hour. I'm still trying to get into the bring of things. Okay, so is 200% leader skill. All right, so just taking a quick peek at it, I would say it does look, I'd say it looks good. I definitely say it looks good because you do have, just looking at the first page, you do have a couple of slot ones here. You do have Gotenks, you do have Tech Broly, you do have this Hercule Banner unit down here. Cell does have to revive, but you know, there's that. Yeah, there is a fair share of slot ones here, as well as physical Genet, because how can I forget about him? You have LR Emergency Masu, granted the fight is a quick fight. And who else do we have for slot ones here? I'm probably glancing over a couple of units. STR Kid Buu, I'm pretty sure STR Kid Buu does have high amounts of damage reduction around the starting parts of the fight. You do have AGL Cell for his dodge, if I can recall correctly. I'm pretty sure he has his dodge, as well as the Tech Janemba, 100%. Who else do you have for slot 1? I mean, Tech Buuhan around earlier parts of the fight, he could look pretty impressive with it too. Who else do we have here? We do have in Super Easy Janemba, as well as, I think that's it. I think that's it. I mean, this guy around the earlier parts of the fight could sit inside slot 1, but as the fight progresses, he does have to get pushed out of slot 1. But yeah, I would say this category looks good. There are quite a few slot 1s here, which is very good to have for a team, obviously. And there are a plethora of slot 2s here also. So I'd say there's almost a good balance of slot 1s and slot 2s on this team. I would absolutely say so. Yeah, and you also have Texel, which is obviously pretty nice. As well as the Super Easy Buuhan. Yeah. As well as Hercule. And then this 16. I'm pretty sure he has to build up his damage reduction. But yeah, there are a bunch of... And then we have Mr. Goat over here. Mr. Buu? Bro. Yeah, this team has a lot of slot 1s here. Okay. As well as a good amount of slot 2s. So I'd say this is a pretty solid team. I would say it's a pretty solid team for sure. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about super attack effects. So his super attack effect for his 12 key, that being the destructive grenade, 50% attack and defense in 1 turn, and greatly lowers attack and defense. And his 18 key, that being the ultimate cannon, he greatly stacks attack and defense as well as sealing. So he has a good combination of super attack effects. And his passive, that being the pain, is momentary. He activates interest animation once only, and he gets guard and 15% damage reduction when there is another extreme class Buu Saga category ally or power absorption category ally on the team at the start of this character's first attacking turn. That's very good. He gets guard and 15% damage reduction for the rest of the battle for just you having a extreme class Buu Saga or power absorption category ally on the team. That is very, very good and very easy to activate, obviously. And he starts out with 200% attack and defense at the start of turn, and he gets an additional 100% attack and defense when attacking. Very nice. And he gets 10% damage reduction per extreme class ally on the team, self-excluded, so he gets up to 50% damage reduction. Grants you build that full extreme class ally team. And he performs an additional super attack when there's another extreme class ally attack in the same turn, so very easy for him to activate that. And he performs an additional attack that has a 50% chance to become a super attack when there is an extreme class power absorption or Buu Saga category ally attack in the same turn. So that's super easy to get off. And changes physical key spheres to int. So he's an orb changer. Nice. To his specific typing, that being int. And he performs an additional attack for every 4 key spheres obtained. And 30% attack and defense within the same turn for each attack performed. So it's giving physical Rose vibes with that part of his kit. Interesting. And he has a 70% chance to nullify super attacks aimed at this character. Okay. So he performs an additional attack for every 4 key spheres obtained. Interesting. So, and he also has to have not only a full extreme class team, obviously, but he also needs Buu Saga, extreme class Buu Saga characters or power absorption characters. And if we take a look here, there are definitely options he can run on the team to activate this. He can run this guy, for starters, this Dokkan Fest Buuhan, the tech one, of course. He could go ahead and run, who else? STR Kid Buu, of course, because he's the Extreme Class Buu Saga. He can go ahead and run, I know I'm glancing over a couple options. I mean, you could run Exchange Buu, that is an option. You can't run this guy because of course, he's Super Class Buu Saga. So that's 1, that'd be 2. You could you run this Dokkan Fest Fat Buu? Possibly, I would say so. That is 3. Okay, so that's 3 options. I'm probably glancing over a couple options. 4 could be, who else here? Physical Kid Buu? I don't know. You definitely go for the Super Easy A Buuhan for sure, so that'd be 4. Probably not Kid Buu. Probably not. This guy just takes way too much damage. He really does. Not to say that this guy doesn't. Granted, he doesn't get his stacks in, but at least he has that little revive. But this guy just like he's just such a sitting duck. He's just a sitting duck on the team. Granted, you're going into a tough fight, right? Which of course you're gonna test his team in a tough fight. I mean, you could go ahead and run LR Buu tanks. And you know what I noticed about this is that since this is a like a LR Buuhan, he pretty much is going to share every link with this guy. So this guy will probably be his best singing partner once this guy goes into Buuhan. So that will be an extra option to run too. As far as power absorption goes, now what's funny is that Janemba, like Super Janemba, he's not on power absorption. He's not on power absorption, of course. So you wouldn't be able. I mean, you could run Buuhan with with Super Janemba, but you'd have to have a floating extreme class Buu Saga or power absorption character to activate his parts of his kit for the additional super attack chance. My only thing is that technically you don't need this. You technically don't even need this because it's just an additional super attack chance. You don't need this. Yeah, I think you can lose out on this. Yeah, you could definitely lose out on this. It's not like this guy's getting like an additional, I don't know, like 40% damage reduction for him having an extreme class power absorption of Buu Saga character. So you don't need this additional super attack chance for this guy to be good because he already has a guaranteed super built in. Granted, you have an extreme class ally attack in the same turn, which you're gonna have an extreme class ally attack in the same turn because you're gonna build the full team extreme class so he gets up to 50% damage reduction. Okay, so yeah, this guy is he's looking pretty strong. Let's go and read the rest of the card before we talk about his passive a little bit further. So his active skill, that being Majin Absorption, he gets 50% attack and defense as well as 20% HP recovery every turn for the rest of the battle. Wow. So he gets 50% attack and defense as well as 20% HP recovery just for the rest of the battle. Wow, that's very, very good. And he gives all allies 70% attack and defense for 5 turns. Yo, what the fuck? Bro. Yo, okay. And the activation conditions, it's either 4th turn from start of battle or when you're facing a super class enemy turn 1. Bro. And then his link set, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, Shocking Speed, The Wall Standing Tall, Majin, Metamorphosis, and BBB. Okay. And his categories are as shown. I'm pretty certain all he did was he took this guy, right? And I think he copied his link set here. Yeah. Yeah, because yeah, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Oh, he doesn't have Majin. Oh, he does have Majin. Oh my god. Yo, my brain is just disintegrating. Yeah, this is like the exact same link. So let me just go ahead and just read it off. Yeah, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed. Yeah, they literally share every link. Yeah, they share every link. So this would be his best linking partner. 100%. Okay. All right. Okay, so what is good about this guy is the fact that he can get up to, what's that, 65% damage reduction with guard, while also getting an attack and defensive buff from his passive to a super attack effect, specifically for his 12 key when he does do a guarantee super, for him having that additional extreme class ally attack in the same turn. So yeah, guard, 65% damage reduction. He could do up to 2+ supers in his kit. He also, what's that? He also gets 30% attack and defense within the same turn every attack performed. So he does want an orb changer. He wants an additional orb changer with him. Specifically a rainbow orb changer so he can get as many orbs as possible. So he can get this additional 30% attack and defense for each attack performed. Could this be a little bit inconsistent? Probably. Probably so. If he randomly changed key spheres of a certain type to int. From a certain type to int. Yeah, I'd probably say that's be a little bit more consistent. But I think he's fine the way he is. Maybe to make him a little bit more consistent, you would want to go ahead and let him randomly change key spheres to int. So yeah, that'd probably be the only thing to make this a little bit more consistent and bump this down from 4 to like 3. I don't think it really matters because the rest of his kit is very strong because he already has guard with 65% damage reduction, an attack and defensive buff from his passive to a super attack effect, 2+ supers built in. He has the nullification against every super attack in the game. Granted, of course, it's a 70% chance, but I would say he's completely fine. You don't even need the extreme class power absorption or boost out character attack in the same turn for this. You don't even need that because he's already strong regardless. He's going to be stacking his 18 key, and of course, his best linking partner is going to be this guy, 10,000%. And obviously, you want this guy to go ahead and stack up so he can go ahead and transform and be his best linking partner. So I think that is about it. It's a strong card. Yeah, just clear cut and simple. His active skill is ridiculously strong. 5 turns of 70% attack and defense is crazy. Yeah, he's good though. I'd say he's good. Very simple card to talk about. Yeah, very, very simple. Sam, thank you for sending in your custom card. Send me Dokkan concepts over to bhdevcustomcards@gmail.com so I get to your Dokkan concept as soon as possible while I get all these recent and older Dokkan concepts out the way. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and also join the 24/7 Discord server. A link is down below in the description if you guys join today, and that is going to be all. Have an amazing day, guys. Peace.